Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Tony Glasgow. I am your host. First of all, I want to apologize for this logo and emblem that's right here on my shirt. I know these guys aren't doing anything that's positive or good. In my view, it's been 30 years since they've done anything. Slowly trying to transition over to the other team in Texas. So I'm just a Texas guy. I've been rooting for them for all my life. It's just a little bit difficult, so be with me, try to help me get through that. But that's not the main focus. Today I want to focus on an interview I did with coaches Joe and Ricky Garcia. They are soccer coaches and teachers as well in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. What they've done is they've offered free soccer training for kids that are not as advantaged as others. Really good guys, really good message, and I talked to them at the Dream Bowl coaches get together. And so this is part of the series, so just let me know how it goes, what you think. I appreciate it. Talk to y'all later.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Joe and Ricky Garcia from Grand Prairie. They're soccer coaches and they're going to be helping out with the Dream Bowl with Malik. They're here to stop by, just kind of tell about what they do, man. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. Glad to be here.
All right. So kind of tell everybody what's going on with you, what you guys do, and what you got to do with the Dream Bowl as well.
So with us, we're both teachers. We coach club soccer here in the DFW area. We coach in the ECNL level, which is like one of the highest platforms for youth athletes. And then we do private skills training and mentoring on the side. And so that's kind of how we're tied in with Malik and the Dream Bowl. Just finding a broader audience, not through just football, but through all sports. Kind of offering mentorship programs for kids who wouldn't have the means to play club sports. So that's what brings us here today.
Okay, all right. So you guys are brothers, and you're kind of telling me about your history playing and, playing in college and you traveling and all of that. So kind of go over that a little bit, both of you guys, tell us what's going on.
So I'm the oldest. So I have two younger brothers, Joe being the middle one. We grew up in this area, played club soccer. Our parents didn't really know much about soccer, college, so we're first generation college students. I played Division I soccer at the University of Central Arkansas. And then that was kind of the end of my career. The sport gave me so much that I got into coaching and teaching to give back to the kids because my why is my kids. Kind of like the Dream Bowl. My dream is for my kids to go further than I did. And in order for them to do that, they got to have good teachers, mentors, coaches. So I'm just kind of laying that foundation, and I brought my brother in for us to do it together, and I'll let him talk about his journey.
So I went to Northeastern State in Oklahoma. It's a Division II school. I was a two-time All-American there. When I graduated, I got connected with some former players who put me on to go play in Antigua Barbuda. I played there for a season. It got disrupted with COVID, and once that happened, I was able to come back. Talking with other fellow players that have played at a higher level. Played in Puerto Rico, played there for a season, came back again, and then I spent my last 2 years playing in Australia.
All right, so what was that like?
So Antigua, Puerto Rico, Australia, they're all different experiences. In Antigua, it was an island lifestyle. The whole island was really tiny. When we had games on the weekend, the whole island would shut down and we'd pack a big stadium and you just played in front of everybody. You played for your community. So I played for a team called Pigots, and that's the town that I lived in. I lived in the village, and it was an awesome experience. Puerto Rico was a little bit different. It was more of a updated scale. It was bigger stadiums. I thought the level in Antigua was a bit better, but it was still a fun experience just to continue my journey as playing the sport. And then the last 2 years, I went out and played for a team in Geelong. It's a little town outside of Melbourne. And basically I was out there with the sole purpose to make sure that team stayed in the league. Because if they didn't stay in the league, they would drop down and they would play in a lower level. So,
with you guys coming from the same family and everything, was there a family member or coach in high school that kind of instigated all of this, you guys wanting to do all this and go further and do things for kids?
I think for us, it started with our dad. he always pushed us to, be better than average. And we kind of explain that to kids nowadays is like, shoot for the stars. Let your dreams be as big as they want to be. And so our dad kind of really pushed us, whether it was soccer, academics, just be the best that you can be. And then, of course, we had some great coaches. My high school coach really taught me about discipline and not just relying solely on talent. He actually would suspend me from practices if my attitude was wrong. So that mentorship part of sports is what I learned from him, where at the end of the day, there's always someone better than you. If you're not willing to put in the work, you're going to get left behind. So that just kind of instilled me, not just for sports, but for life. Just like if every day we go to work, we want to be the best so we can get paid. So.
Yeah, and so I think my high school coach, he actually was like the whole reason I even went to college. He took me to a camp in Tulsa. He drove, paid for the hotel out of his own money, and basically if I didn't go with him, then I wasn't sure how I was going to go to school. And so he was a big reason of why I feel like, hey, I need to do the same for the person that probably was in my shoes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but you guys have kids that are coming up right now?
There's one on the way. He'll be born in March.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right.
And then I have 3. I have a 13-year-old boy, a 5-year-old boy, and then I have a 13-year-old daughter. So the daughter I met, her mom, when I met her mom, she actually got put on my son's team when I first started coaching my son, and then we just hit it off ever since. So.
All right. So what is the thing that drives you to keep going to do this? I know you said your dad and your coach, but it's been years since you've been around the coach at least, but other than that, what drives you to keep mentoring and keeping these young men and women going?
For me, I look at society nowadays and kids nowadays. There's so much going on with social media that parents aren't educated properly. And for me, like my parents weren't educated. We kind of had to learn things on the fly. As a coach, I'm a student of the game, whether it's the sport or how do I get these kids to the next level, whatever that may be. Like I said, so for my why is giving kids opportunities whose parents may not know how, because I hope one day someone does that for my kids. Now, for me and my kids, it's a little bit easier because I'm in the industry of coaching, but I want to lay a good foundation for when my kids grow up as well.
No, and I agree completely what he said. Like, we get to do a job that we enjoy doing every day. We get to go help and impact kids that, they might not have anybody else. So, again, it's like our duty as coaches to help guide these kids.
Yeah. So if you didn't do this, what would you do?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have this. Like,
we have this conversation with people all the time. It's like, I'm doing something that's not a job. It's something that I'm passionate about, that I really love. I was working at Nike before I became a teacher. I was on their marketing team doing like what shoes were coming out, the soccer brand. They wanted me to move to Oregon, and at that time it was just me and my little boy. And I was like, I want something more. I want something to kind of drive me and fulfill me. And when I took over my younger brother's team, that's how I got into coaching. I ended up taking his team over. I was like, oh, this is it. This is what I want to do. And then becoming a teacher just kind of fell in line with what I wanted. And now I just impact kids, not just on the field, but off the field.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So I guess it's for both of you. Well, all these questions are for both of you. So it's very difficult, coming from, I don't know what your background is, but a lot of kids have trouble getting through the things that go through life or whatever. Have you ever gotten to a point where it was just like, felt like it was too much for you? It was like, I'm quitting either in high school or college, and I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to do it anymore. Did you ever get to that point?
I think for me, I didn't. I love the game differently from him, and looking back on it, his playing career lasted a lot longer than mine did because I love the game solely to be famous, become rich, get the girls, right? Whereas he really loved the game and put in work. So it's never like it was too much, quit. My drive came from our dad, and it was just being the best that we can be. Now as a coach, it's gotten hard trying to balance coaching, being a husband, being dad. But at the end of the day, I think the athletic background that we come from, and we hear about mental health all the time, surrounding yourself with good people, Malik, there's a couple other coaches here, my brother, we're in this together. So we have a community that kind of helps us get through things. And yeah, I agree with what Ricky said. It's never been a part of me where it was too much, because as you can tell, we're both little guys. I've always had to prove people wrong. That was a big reason why I'm a competitor, and I'm going to go prove it that, hey, just because I'm little, that doesn't mean anything. And so that's kind of where that stems from in terms of dealing with pressure.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned being little guy. It's kind of like baseball, because in baseball, it doesn't matter how tall you are. Soccer, I guess it does. I don't know much about soccer, but I don't guess it matters how tall you are or big you are. It's just a matter of that heart and that drive, So I can tell both of you have that. So, that's what pushed you along as well. So you want to give out your social media information so everybody can get in touch with you?
So I'm R Garcia 413 on Instagram,
and then our Solar Garcia page.
And then we have Solar Garcia on Instagram as well. Free training, we don't do this for the money. We have jobs as teachers. We just want to give kids an opportunity to showcase, get better, to get better. We train in Arlington, DFW area.
Wherever we can get
wherever we can get a field. That's the hardest thing.
That's a big thing.
Wherever we can get a field, if you're down to put in work, so are we. So, yeah, we
Well,
appreciate you.
Hey, thank y'all for coming. Anybody that's doing anything like this to further advance kids that don't have a better chance, that don't have a great chance, I'm down for that, man. I love that. It's awesome, man. Thank you guys.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Appreciate it.
All right.